Hi guys, welcome back to Rts Share Tea, where respiratory therapists live out loud. With me, your host, Linda Fry, the Asthma Lady. Yes, welcome everyone. Welcome to anybody new. I just wanted to say I hope you're having an amazing summer so far. We have so much more to come, but I want to quickly go into today's topic, and this is just to piggyback off my last episode, which was coming from the Texas Society for Respiratory Care Asthma Education Workshop. So participants did ask some questions, and that's where I'm getting the content from of what to go over in the podcast. So today's episode, we want to go over asthma medication delivery devices, specifically DPIs, dry powder inhalers, right? And why there might be some confusion. There is two devices that tend to trip up patients. So those are the ones I'm going to review today. There's a bunch of them, and I don't have a lot of time per episode, so I can break it up per episode. But today we're gonna go over DPIs. Okay, so yes. All right, so imagine this scenario for your patient. So imagine the insurance covers, they have been on something as a DPI, which is Advair, for a while. And then all of a sudden, the insurance says, we don't cover that anymore, and we're going to have to give you something else, right? You're gonna need a substitute. And now we cover Wixella. So for those of you, I'm just using the brand names because they just roll off the tip of my tongue. I'm not getting paid by any of these medications, mentioning if they're good, they're bad, or whatever. I'm just using them as an example to show you the two devices. Okay, so boom. So we have our Advair and we have Wixella. So these two medications are often confusing for patients because they are two different devices. So I'm going to show you right now. So we have the discus right here, right? All right, discus. And we have our inhib. Let me just turn it around this way. Inhib. So the Wixella usually comes in this device, and the Advair usually comes in this device, the discus, right? So like I said, insurance will say something like, hey, we don't cover the discus anymore. But what we do have is the Wixella, which comes in the inhib. And now, your patients now have to take this device, right? And how can that be confusing? I'm going to show you. Okay. The discus, you have to hold it horizontally. All right, so I usually tell my patients to hold it like a burger or a sandwich, right? And so when they cock it back, they have to listen for all the clicks, breathe out, right? Exhale, all the way to empty out the lungs, and then take a fast and deep inhale. All right, so that is the technique for the discus. Now, the inhib, right, which is sometimes substituted for the discus, to show you why it's confusing. This is held vertically. So, right, vertically. I was going to say like a whistle, but then, I don't want you to use that example because then somebody will blow into the device, which we don't want. Don't blow. It's an inhale, a fast and deep inhale, not a blow into. Okay. So as you can see, all right, the inhib, right? So it's vertical, and then same thing, it's charged, except this one is usually yellow, and then same thing. Oops, oh, sorry, they gotta do the exhale, deep, right? Exhale, the lungs, and then do the fast and deep inhalation, right? So very similar as the discus as far as the technique of receiving the medication, but it's the way you hold it, right? Okay, So I always, I'm trying to show you these two devices. So vertically, oh no, I'm messing myself up. Horizontally for the discus, and for the inhib, vertically. All right, guys, so understand why this can be confusing for patients. So my tip, every interaction with the patient, every time you see them, review the inhaler technique. All right, so ask them, hey, Miss Jackson, can you show me your inhaler technique? Now, some patients, they will get annoyed because they may feel like they know how to take these devices. They had them for years, but it is always best to see the inhaler technique. It does not matter. Patients can become very creative with their inhaler technique style. So you check it upon every visit, every interaction. And you can say something like this, Miss Jackson, can you please just show me your inhaler technique again? I know you know how to do it. It's just that, it's just part of the job. I have to write down, that I saw it. Right? So just make it seem like they're doing you a favor, right? Yeah, it's about a partnership. We're building rapport. And so when you see Miss Jackson, and if she is doing it incorrectly, you don't have to tell them that they're doing it wrong. You just say, oh, okay, thank you so much for showing me that your inhaler technique. Let me just show you a way where you can get maybe most of the medication, more of the medication, because you were saying that it didn't work. So let's try this way and then see how that works out for you. So you understand? So then the next time they come, you can review, hey, how did it go with your Advair, your discus? Or how did it go with your Wixella, your inhib? All right, guys, so that's just kind of some of the techniques to walk somebody through if they're going from one to the other. All right, guys, so this is about making their life easier and understanding and having empathy why these things might frustrate them, why it may be confusing, and we want to set them up for success. Yes. All right, guys. So I hope you learned something here from me today. That's just a little tidbit. If you want to know more about that stuff, this type of stuff, I'm super excited that the AARC, a guide to aerosol delivery devices for the respiratory therapist, 5th edition is out. So I was one of the contributing editors and content creators for that this year. So huge shout out to Mandy and to Doug and those on the AARC team who got me on the project. I was so excited to be included in this project this year. All right, guys. So I'm gonna put it in the description. The link to that, it's a free download if you're an AARC member, and I believe it's like it's $108 if you're not a member of the AARC, but it's an easy download and good for, respiratory therapist team or the nursing team or whoever needs access to the information. Guys, remember that we are also moving on to the Patreon space. I'm going to have some content moving over there. If you want to support Rts Share Tea, please sign up for the waiting list. So like I said, we're gonna have some stuff coming up over there. We also have lined up more guest co-hosts. Very excited about that. And we're just gonna have a good summer. So yeah, I'm just gonna be dropping content. Y'all know I'm always doing something. So I appreciate you guys and know that we are growing together. All right. So yes, we are here every Wednesday on most podcast platforms, and we are on YouTube on Thursdays. And did I forget anything? Nope. Well, guys, I'll see you next week. Remember to invest in yourself and to only compete with yesterday's version of you. Bye.